Hello and welcome to yet another DH News. Today we'll be discussing about DMK's move in Tamil Nadu. On Friday, the DMK government led by MK Stalin credited 5,000 rupees to the account of 1.31 crore women. This is a part of the monthly assistance program. To discuss this with me, I have Sumit Pandey and ETB Sivapriya. First, Siva, to you. Can you just tell us why is this 5,000 rupees? What is the significance of this in a poll-bound state?
Which if you see this Makalir Urimai Togai, which is called the rightful money to women, this scheme was launched by the DMK government in 2023 September. This was actually promised to all the women in the state as part of the DMK's pre-poll promise in 2021. But after coming to power, the DMK made it a targeted scheme. And then they chose about 1.07 crore beneficiaries at the beginning. And then it was extended to about, now the count is about 1.31 crore women. So this is the first kind of a scheme in Tamil Nadu, which was implemented by the DMK government. So women got about 1,000 rupees every month directly to their bank accounts. But now the DMK, we were all expecting the DMK to make this announcement in the pre-poll promise. Basically, the bus that we were getting from the DMK was that there will be this amount from 1,000 rupees, it will be enhanced to 2,000 rupees if the DMK came to power. This was what expected, but I think the DMK knew that there may be some cases in the Supreme Court, or there is already a case pending in the Supreme Court relating to freebies by political parties ahead of the 2026 assembly elections. So the DMK actually preempted the election commission by directly transferring the money to them and then announcing it to the public. So it was not done the other way around. It was not an announcement and then the money credited. But what happened is the money was credited in the morning to a majority of the beneficiaries, and then it was announced by the chief minister. So the DMK calls it a master stroke. And the biggest criticism against the government on this rupees 5,000 scheme is like the 3,000 is understandable, at least February, March, and April. It is understandable because you're going to give it to them till February, March, and April. But what about the rupees 2,000 as summer assistance or summer scheme?
Yes,
But
yes.
why not that summer scheme for other women as well? Why not the summer scheme for other families as well? Because the point is, if the DMK announces it as a universal scheme, all families will get 2,000 rupees, then it becomes a problem because the government does not have the account numbers of all the households, all the ration card holders. They have the bank account details of only the beneficiaries of the scheme. So if they have to give it as a
Okay, let me.
cash transfer, so then it will get into a lot of hurdles. So that is why the DMK restricted this to the Magalir Urimai Togai beneficiaries. And the point to be noted here is, Viju, the DMK has been making a concerted effort since 2021 to make inroads into the women vote bank, because women as a vote bank never overwhelmingly voted for the DMK except in wave elections. So women has always turned towards the AIADMK from the times of MG Ramachandran, and it continued till the time of J. Jayalalitha.
We'll actually come to that, Shiva. 1 second. You said the women voters. Let me go to Sumit. Okay. So Sumit, if I were to ask you, 5,000 rupees, it's actually 1,000 rupees per month for 3 months is what Shiva has told us. What is the significance of this? And do you think the Stalin government is wooing women voters after seeing the success other parties have had in other states?
Yes, certainly. I mean, in the last 5 or 7 years, we've seen state government after state government coming up with these schemes. So initially, it was started by Mamata Banerjee government. Very few people know about it. Generally, people tend to think that it started with the Shivraj Singh Yadav Chauhan government in Madhya Pradesh. But the precursor to that was with Mamata Banerjee government, and she successfully was able to make a very strong constituency, women constituency for herself through unconditional cash transfer. Prior to that, there have been states like Madhya Pradesh and Bihar under Nitish Kumar, where they have given various shops like cycles and sewing machines to women to create an independent constituency, women constituency. If we were to go further back, Jayalalitha in Tamil Nadu has done that as far as women constituency concerned. And further back, probably M.G. Ramachandran would be credited in the as a doyen of freebie politics in India, and having not only the midday meal but also women-centric particular schemes. But then when it comes to the unconditional cash transfer, rather than giving pressure cookers and mixers and all, the direct cash transfer, the unconditional cash transfer started on Mamata Banerjee. She was able to build a constituency for herself. I think it's called Lakshmi Bhandar or some Yojana, if I'm not wrong. And then it was replicated by BJP in many states. Across party lines now we have seen. And the last success story has been Bihar. We've seen last time around where women were given money just ahead of the elections. And though it was challenged, it became a political controversy. Opposition said that it's a violation of the Model Code of Conduct. But then it's the empirical proof as of now and anecdotal both suggest that this has worked for political parties in power, whether it's the BJP, UPA, or India Bloc parties, or the BJP.
Okay, Shiva, if I could ask you, has in the past any point of time Tamil Nadu seen such a direct cash transfer? We know about televisions, cycles, grinders, and many of them. But is it cash? Has it been transferred earlier any time?
No, Vijay, this was the first time that the DMK government began sending money to the beneficiaries via their bank accounts. This was the first scheme that they did. And after this, they started doing a lot of schemes intended at various beneficiaries. So they have a scheme of sending 1,000 every month to all the government college students, poor
Okay.
students. And also, like they've also started sending 1,000 rupees to all girl students who study in government colleges. So these are all
Okay.
again direct benefit transfers. But the point here that the DMK wants to make is that women vote bank is very important. So they have been taking considered efforts to tap into that women vote bank. Like I was telling you,
Hmm.
the ADMK had complete control over the women vote bank till Miss Jayalalitha was alive. So after her death, the DMK started tapping into that women vote bank, and that is what is happening now. Every scheme that the DMK comes up with will somehow tend to the women vote bank. So you take the free breakfast scheme. The chief minister makes it as a flagship scheme of this government, and people say that it is the women who is getting directly benefited because in most of the households, especially be it in urban or be it in rural areas, it is the women who go to the kitchens and make food, make breakfast for the children. So their time is saved, and children also get nutritious breakfast in schools. So this is yet another, and while the women vote bank was moving away from the ADMK to DMK, Vijay came in. So Vijay is also trying to tell the DMK that a lot of women are supporting me. So the DMK want to preempt all this and take the entire women vote bank, at least that 1.31 crore beneficiaries. So the DMK believes that even if half of them vote for them, they will be through this elections. This is the DMK's calculations, but we'll have to wait and
Okay.
see how the scheme is going to make an impact in this elections.
Okay, Sumit, if I could ask you about this, what do you think would be the impact of this now that Tamil Nadu has also done it? Do you see that other state governments also trying to do this model? That is one. And the second thing is, do you think it's a slippery slope from here?
See, I mean, political parties on both sides of the fence, they have the arguments and they criticize one another. There was this entire debate started by the BJP when Prime Minister also broached this subject as the Revdi politics.
Hmm.
In Karnataka, the Congress party went big with its five promises, not just the
Hmm.
cash transfer, but also the other freebies for women. Now it seems to be working for the political parties, and that's where the catch is, the lure of these schemes. But at the same point in time, yes, there is a red line or the red flag which has been very clearly indicated and being shown by economists. In fact, this time around, if you look at the economic survey, which clearly says that in the last 3 or 4 years, the but the word that they use is the unconditional cash transfer rather than the direct cash transfer. It has increased fivefold. Number of states giving it has increased fivefold, and it's almost constitutes now between the range of 0.19% to 1.25% of the state GDPs. That's a substantial amount, and it can also account as much as 8.26% of the total state budgetary expenditure now. It has, I mean, the economic survey does mention that it has helped women in many ways. For instance, the cash transfer, it says, forms 11 to 24% monthly income for female casual laborers, and almost this goes up to almost 87% for some self-employed groups. But then that's a slippery slope, because if you want to contain the fiscal condition of the state and preserve it, then there is very little headroom, the economic survey says, left for the capital expenditure, the capex, which is required to fuel the economic growth, the human, resources, and the allied services, which is going to create a real long-term growth and economic growth of the state. Because if you continue doing that, it's going to constrict your financial legroom. So they have given a few examples, like some countries in Philippines and South Asian countries, where the unconditional cash transfer has been made conditional. Some variables have been added to it, depending on the performance, the outcome of these schemes. I do not know, whether there would be a political will, considering the lure of these schemes to win elections for political parties so much, whether the fiscal constraint, that variable would come into consideration when parties are getting into the poll fray and finalizing their manifestos.
An interesting question. Let's wind up by actually thinking about this. An interesting question is that a couple of months back, when the NDA government in Bihar actually did this, the question or everyone's impression was the NDA was not sure about its poll prospects, and that's why it went ahead with this direct cash transfer. The same question should be asked over here. Is MK Stalin's DMK government not sure, or is it doubtful about its prospects in the upcoming elections? And is that why it's gone ahead with this 5,000 rupee cash transfer? That's a question we would keep on asking in the days and weeks ahead. For more coverage on this, you should go to our website. There are Tamil Nadu stories are covered by Sivapriyan, and the national stories over here in the Delhi Bureau. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can do it. It's Deccan Herald. And if you've not pressed the bell icon, you can press it so that the next time a video drops, you will get a notification. Until then, thank you.